Hey, welcome back to Soul Whispers Tarot. Today's reading is, what does this person really want you to know, but for whatever reason they feel as though they cannot tell you directly at this time. If you would like to receive more detailed information about what's coming up in your future, tap the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. So in today's reading we have 3 sets of cards, and set of cards number 1 is the Eye, set of cards number 2 is the Leaves, and set of cards number 3 is the Paint, which looks like the ocean waves. So take some time to tune into the energies of the cards. Sit back, relax, get cozy and comfortable. Take a few deep breaths if you need to. You can pause the video right now, but I'll also leave a few quiet moments here as well. Okay, so let's look into the messages that we have for you. Welcome to set of cards number 1. You've chosen the Eye. So what does this person really want you to know right now about how they're feeling, but for whatever reason they feel as though they cannot tell you directly? So we're going to find out by looking into the tarot. We've got lots of messages cards today, as well as pulling messages out of the bag and looking into the divination dice and the charms. So stay tuned because a lot of information is going to come through. Okay, so you have the 2 of Wands in reverse, the King of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the 9 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. So this person really wants you to know that they feel extremely passionate about you. They are feeling a lot of desire to come forward. With the 9 of Cups too, this is like their dream, their wish is to be with you. They feel like they're on cloud 9 with you. So there is an element of them thinking about you a lot, daydreaming, fantasizing, but really hoping and praying that you can be together. But when I see the 2 of Wands in reverse, right now they're having fears that it's not going to happen. They have fears that there's too many obstacles. There's a sense that you're in a place of separation. These 2 wands are on different paths. This is a crossroads as well, but in reverse it's like they feel that you're on separate paths, but they're wanting it to come together, because in the reverse position it's almost like this is the past, the 2 separate paths, and they're wanting it, your connection, to ascend into oneness. But they may be feeling like your connection is stuck right now. There may be circumstances that are preventing you from coming together. It could be, in some cases, a long distance thing, or maybe one of you or both of you are in other relationships or something like that. But they're feeling very passionate. They want to take action with this King of Wands here. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. There is a fear within them that this connection is a lot of hard work which isn't paying off. I'm noticing the spider's web here. So this person feels as though they've invested a lot in your connection. The spider's web, it's like they want to capture you. They want to have that reunion, that reconciliation, but there is a fear that they're working so hard but it's not going to pay off. Their dream's not going to come true. We have the 5 of Cups here. So 3 cups are spilled over. This person is feeling distressed that you aren't together at this time. There may have been a separation recently, or maybe quite some time ago for some of you. There may have been a tower moment, but there's still 2 cups that are standing upright, which is like the 2 of Cups card, the happy, balanced relationship. So this person, they're still holding out hope that you can be together when the time is right. Or this person, they're feeling like they have to just kind of accept that you have this astral connection or a 5D connection, but right now it's not coming into a physical union, and it's like they're mourning the loss of that. They're wanting you in all ways, physical and, you know, on the soul connection as well. So let's pull some clarifying cards. All of these message cards in today's reading are my own creation. So what does this person really want you to know at this time? Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. I have to stand my ground. Okay, so this person, they're afraid of being emotionally overwhelmed by this sadness that they feel about not being together. So there may have been times throughout your connection where this person has become very heartbroken and the longing for you has become too overwhelming. So this is like they're trying to stay strong. They're trying to not let their thoughts make them feel so overwhelmed and so sad. So they're trying to keep in a place of balance within themselves. The desire for you is still there, very strong, but they don't want that to completely devastate them if you can't be together at this time. Please don't leave me out in the cold, the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, there is an element that you may have walked away from this person, or you're just living your life, which is a good thing. You know, you've surrendered. And the I have to stand my ground may have been you. You may have had to put up healthy boundaries. And they're feeling this sadness, this heartbreak over some kind of loss. Maybe you had a dynamic between you both which wasn't exactly healthy in many ways. And you had to stand your ground. You had to keep living your life, because there was a feeling that you were stagnating. So this person, they're afraid that you're going to completely leave them. They're wanting you to come back. They're wanting that closeness. They feel like you are the one for them, because we have the Lovers. This is the love of a lifetime. They feel that you have a soulmate connection. Some of you may be twin flames, whether they know that label or not. They feel it is very divine between you both. They feel like there's fate here, destiny. You may have been brought together through a lot of synchronicity, maybe seeing a lot of number patterns. So there's a sense that this person feels that there is a plan, like for your connection, like a soul contract. Certain things are destined to play out, and that is why they still have hope that you can be together when the time is right. And you are like their wish, basically, their biggest wish. So they're like the Hermit right now, and pausing to get a better look at things. There's a time of pause in their life. They're trying to figure things out. This may be a time of separation where you're both going inwards, you're both healing, you're both connecting more with your eternal soul selves, going through the awakening. And yeah, we have the Six of Cups. You are my soulmate. So this is a card of someone from your past is returning to your life. It's the reconciliation, the reunion of soulmates, of twin flames. It's saying that you shared many past lives together as well, and there is an innocence about this love. It's an unconditional love, a soulful love. And it can indicate that this person is going to come forward and communicate to you, because in the traditional tarot it shows the boy offering the cup with the flowers into the girl, offering his heart, expressing his emotions. Okay, so let's look at some more messages cards. We're going to start off with the Our Eternal Love cards, followed by I Love You to the Moon and Back, and then the messages from the Divine Masculine deck. And then we'll pull messages out of the bag and look at the divination dice and the charms. So what does this person really want you to know right now? So they're having a lot of regret. We have, I'm so sorry, I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. So yeah, you may have walked away from this person. They may have realised what they got once it's gone, kind of thing, which is pretty ironic. But now it's led to this time of going inwards for deeper awakening, deeper realizations. Whatever's happened, you've both learnt a lot from it. What does this person really want you to know? Yeah. There's too many obstacles right now. So that was what I was picking up with the Two of Wands in reverse. They're feeling mournful and upset because they do want to be with you, but it feels like it's not quite the right time. And they've kind of had to come to accept the possibility that you may never unite in this lifetime. But obviously they're still hoping and praying that you can. This one comes out a lot. You and I are like a ball of wool. You're one end of the string and I the other, but we're a tangled mess. So this is my twin flame analogy. It's like the divine masculine and feminine are the same piece of string. The masculine's one end, the feminine the other. In the middle, it's like a tangled mess, which represents the karma, the things to be healed, the awakening to be achieved before you can align. Your souls agree to go through many things for your soul's evolution. I'm afraid that you're making fun of me to your friends. Okay, so they may know that you kind of talk about the connection with your friends. They may be worried that you've sort of been bitching about them, saying, why are they doing this, or why aren't they doing that? And they're afraid that your friends kind of see them in a bad light. Yeah, so again, another card about regret. So I don't deserve you. I regret many things from the past that I can't take back. So they feel like they've been foolish. They feel like they've hurt you and that you deserve better. So we have, I've always loved you, it's just misaligned. So this basically means that you have an energetic dynamic, the law of attraction. We receive whatever energy we are within. If we feel like we don't deserve love, even if it's very subconscious, often we can't align with the love that we do deserve. So this is a confirmation that their feelings for you, their love for you has been the same as your love for them. It's just about the energetic dynamic, because you're mirrors of each other. I can't put my life on hold like this anymore. So they may be feeling that if things aren't progressing between you both, they're worried that they're going to become too obsessed with you. They're worried that they're going to stagnate in their life and they're going to feel all that heartbreak if they're not with you, and the longing is going to become too much. And so this person is contemplating moving forward and continuing to live their life and just kind of seeing what happens. So they may be in the initial stages of surrendering, which may seem like a bad thing, but it's a good thing, because whatever is meant for you, whatever is in your soul contract will come into your life, but we need to have faith, we need to surrender, go with the flow. And I feel like this person may be at a stage of doing that. I don't know why, but I always doubt your love for me. So yeah, I feel like you've both felt like you love the other person more than they love you, kind of thing. You could crush me at any moment, so I've always been on guard. So yeah, this person has been fearful that they can get very hurt by you, and if things don't work out between you both, so they've always had this wall up, they've always had their guard up. Never doubt my love for you. I have always loved you, and I always will. So again, this is confirmation that they have always loved you. Don't doubt that intuition. So let's look at the I love you to the moon and back cards next. What messages do they have for you? What do they really, really want you to know? We have, it hurts. I love you so deeply, and yet things run much more smoothly with other people. So yeah, they're feeling it with that 5 of Cups. They're going through this mourning process. They feel a lot of heartbreak because the love between you is true, but it's just that misalignment. It's just not the right divine timing, or there's other things on your soul contract that you're both supposed to experience as individuals. But this person, they just want to be with you. They just want to be in that physical relationship, as well as all this other deep connection that you both have with each other. And it's really painful to them. You may feel as though it's all down to them and they just have to take action and open up and speak their truth and make it happen. But it is about that law of attraction. It is about the soul contract. And I do feel, because that 2 of Wands has separate paths and a crossroads, it's like this person doesn't want to sort of leave you behind, and I don't feel like they will. They will always feel this love for you. They always have a hope that you can be together, but it's like they feel like they cannot hold on to that too much, because that attachment is creating a lot of pain. And relationships just seem to happen much more easily with other people, and it feels really ironic for this person. It feels really unfair. There's a sense that this person feels there's unfairness about this, because they feel like they want to be with you, they feel like you're the perfect person, but it's just misaligned at this time. Yeah, look, we have, it's not just down to my free will. So again, this is what I was saying. It's not a case of this person just needs to make it happen by reaching out. There's so many other invisible factors. I lied to you because I was scared of losing you, but had karma to settle elsewhere. So in some cases you may have walked away from this person because you found out that they were in another relationship, because we do have things run much more smoothly with other people. and it's not just down to my free will. So there was a karmic contract with someone else, or a karmic contract for them to go in a different direction. It doesn't necessarily mean that they got with someone else. And sometimes when the divine feminine meets someone else and forms a relationship with someone else, they can start to realize that they were destined to be with this other person, and then it can help them understand if the divine masculine was with someone else and that it's not personal. It's part of the soul contract. Do you still love me? Obviously they're hoping that you do. My ego got too caught up in you chasing me. Okay, so that is why they took you for granted. They wanted to be with you, but subconsciously their ego was getting a big payoff from them keeping their distance and seeing how much you were chasing them. And I don't even feel like they were consciously aware that they were doing that, that was kind of pushing you away. It was the ego fearing not having that validation. So let's look at the messages from the divine masculine cards. Okay, so there's an immediate message. Someone is triggering me. Let me pull a clarifier. How do I move forward? Okay, so they're feeling very triggered right now. Like I said, they may be at a crossroads, thinking that they can't put their life on hold. They can't go through all this intense pain if they feel or they know that you can't be together at this time. They may have gone through this sort of doubts and fears several times. They may have chosen another relationship because they felt they couldn't put their life on hold, even though, you know, you're the one that in their heart they want to be with. I'm sorry. So yeah, they are sorry about how they acted in some ways in the past. They're feeling sorry for themselves a little bit as well. But we have I'm here for you. So it's like, even though you're not physically together, they are there for you energetically, or in some cases they will be there for you if you ever want to talk to them, kind of thing. But, you know, it is important to realize that this is just one lifetime in many. You have a multi-dimensional connection, which means you're already in union. You're already like this in a higher dimension. And between lifetimes on Earth, you're always as one. And so it's like, this is just a temporary, like, physical separation in this lifetime. We have I need you. Things will change very soon. Let me pull a clarifier for things will change very soon. In what way? I'm reprioritizing. Yeah, so they're finding out what's important to them, following their truth. Let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Lessons in self-love. So this is the karma that you're both going through. This person may have not felt good enough, and vice versa. They're problem solving, yeah. They're trying to figure out how to move forward in their life. They're doing the healing work. They're trying to figure out how to have that self-love. impossible. So yeah, they're feeling upset right now because they do feel that there's too many obstacles and it's impossible for you to be together right now. And they keep hoping that it is the right time, and then it's like it's always, or it's never the right time sort of thing, and it's very painful, stuck in illusion. So one of the main blocks here could be that lesson in self-love, both of you needing to love yourselves more, stuck in illusions or negative stories about the self. Or it could say there just needs to be more awakening before you can fully align with each other. Karmic contract. So yeah, they could be in a karmic relationship with someone else, or it's just part of the karma, it's just part of the lessons, overcoming the illusions before you can fully align with each other. So let's look at the divination dice next. The dragon. So this always reminds me of like fairy tales where the prince has to slay the dragon to get to the princess. And I feel like it's on both sides. You have to go through the difficulties, face your fears. Fears of getting hurt as well, because you can get burnt by that dragon. So this person, or you both, may have fears about coming forward because of a fears of getting burnt, and the need to face that fear head on. Submarine. I've never gotten this one before. Didn't know it was even on here. So yeah, they're diving deep emotionally right now. I imagine being under the ocean can feel quite isolating and lonely. So yeah, they're going deep within. Their emotions run deep for you. It's really good though, because underneath this is the skull and crossbones. So this is the death card. It's transformation, endings of old cycles, beginnings of the new. Yeah, look. Emotionally, they're feeling all over the place right now. But they're diving deep. They're trying to find stability emotionally. Knight of Swords. They are going to fight for your connection. Look, wow. Here's the prince. Going to slay the dragon to rescue the princess, even though that is extremely corny. You know, don't ever wait for someone else to rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. But this is really saying this person's going to fight for the connection. They are going to fight their fears. They're diving deeper, you know, beneath the stormy seas on the surface. Coming to a place of calmness within. The puzzle pieces are coming together. They feel like you are the missing puzzle piece. This is saying that they're having clarity about something, whatever they're trying to problem solve, they are coming to that clarity. They're overcoming their fears. So let's see what charms we have for you today. There's a deep energetic healing with this chakra stone. This is more alignment with their divine self. So this person has needed to come out of their shell. Shell, again, is the beach. It's under the ocean. So yeah, diving deep emotionally, coming out of their shell. There is divine timing. There's this clock here. It's kind of warped though, so They may be feeling like it's very frustrating, annoying, it's messed up that there's this divine timing, because they just want to be with you right now. But this one's really good. We have the crown key with a heart. So this is saying that there is a balance within their heart and their crown chakra. And when these two chakras combine, that it really is deep intuition. It's heart awakening. It's realization on a deep level. This person is coming into a major awakening that is really, really going to shift them in a really powerful way, in self-love as well. So there's the headphones here. This could be significant. Music. We have I love you. And they feel like you have this ancient connection with this Victorian style ring. They feel very passionate love with the garnet red stone here as well. And they want a commitment. They feel like you have a soul commitment. They're just feeling very frustrated because they're wanting it to be in the physical as well. If you really want to know very in depth how this person truly feels about you, please check out my Dear Beloved message readings. They're $11.11, and that's US dollars. And they're not personal readings, but basically I created a really powerful oracle deck where I channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. And when you book a reading, I basically email you the very in-depth description of the card, which is about 1,000 words in length. I have really amazing reviews for those readings. If you book one, please check your junk mail, because I have to resend quite a few of them sometimes because they aren't getting through into people's main inbox. But yeah, I have really amazing reviews for those. They're called the Dear Beloved message readings. Please check them out by clicking on the link below this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and that way you'll be notified every time I release a new reading. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 2. You've chosen the leaves. So what does this person really want you to know right now? We're going to find out by looking into the tarot. We've got lots of messages cards again, as well as pulling messages out of the bag and looking into the divination dice and the charms. So stay tuned because a lot of information is going to come through. So we have the 2 of Swords, the Tower, the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. Interestingly, I'm seeing the moon cycles here. There's something about cycles in your connection right now that may resonate with some of you. Wow, so really intense energies for set of cards number 2. So this person, they cannot see clearly in some kind of way. They need to make a decision, but they're burying their head in the sand. That's led to a tower moment between you. You may have felt very stabbed in the back because this person keeps pushing you away through them, most likely not taking action. It is positive that the final cup is the card, is the Ace of Cups. But yeah, wow. This person had fears that they were refusing to look into. I'm noticing there's the moon here. So this is the need for them to go inwards, do the healing, do the shadow work, be honest with themselves. But it's like their ego was really, really trying to protect them from feeling any kind of hurt. They didn't want to look inwards. Basically, they were running away from themselves, because the 5 of Swords in reverse is like internally they're running away from seeing things clearly. What's really amazing though is on this Ace of Cups there's an eye, which is saying they do see, or they will see things very clearly. It's like they're being forced to do their healing work, because when they were refusing to look inwards because of all the pain that they feel inside themselves, that refusal, that resistance led to a tower moment. You know, that this is them learning the hard way kind of thing. You know, I'm not trying to say this in a blaming way, but when they weren't doing the healing work, when they weren't looking inwards, the universe had to step in. And this is like the breakdown of the ego. This is the ego death. This is the breakdown of the walls, the comfort zone that wasn't serving them. Because interestingly, this is the divine masculine energy here falling from this tower. So, or they just didn't want to be honest with themselves about something. You know, maybe there was something that was really going to trigger them and create pain in your relationship, and so they didn't want to be honest with themselves. They wanted to turn a blind eye to that. And or it could be vice versa. You know, there could have been something about this person that you just didn't want to know, so you buried your head in the sand, you weren't honest with yourself, and then the truth came out and you felt very stabbed in the back. This is an ending happened between you. Maybe you walked away from this person because they were refusing to do their healing work and it felt completely devastating to them. Maybe you had a situationship, as I like to say, an unhealthy dynamic where maybe you were kind of in each other's lives in certain ways, but it wasn't a full-on commitment. There was these towers, this tower here, this comfort zone. And maybe you were both kind of turning a blind eye to the unhealthy stuff, sweeping a lot of things under the rug. But it was like a block. It was preventing you from being able to move forward together in a healthy way. And so the universe had to step in, create a breakdown, a tower moment, where it felt like a massive betrayal. But then there's a realization, you can see clearly that you're really running away from yourself, running away from doing healing work. Or if you both had this guard up, this tower up, or the ego trying to protect you both and turning a blind eye to certain things that needed to be faced, then you were running away from yourselves. You were running away from doing the healing work. The universe had to step in and basically make your biggest fears come true. Like you both may have been trying to avoid getting too close in certain ways because you were afraid of being devastated, being hurt, you know, if you're that vulnerable. So maybe you were both kind of hiding yourselves away in some certain ways, but in that tower, having that dynamic where you're communicating, but it was from the safety of your comfort zones. And yeah, trying to avoid, trying to run away, or trying to keep each other at a distance so that you could avoid like heartbreak. But the universe had to step in because in that unhealthy dynamic, neither of you were fully facing your fears. Neither of you were fully healing those wounds of rejection, abandonment, and all the stories that you'd subconsciously attached to that, where you felt like it was so personal, or you felt like you were unlovable, or this person didn't do what you wanted them to do. So there was a lot of inner child wounds that weren't truly being faced. And the only way to truly face it, because were both in a place of resistance, burying your head in the sand, avoiding doing the healing work, the only way that you could heal yourselves and have the opportunity to come together was if you faced those wounds by actually going through those wounds. So you may have felt abandoned by this person and totally stabbed in the back, betrayed in some kind of way, and your biggest fear came true, and it was extremely painful when you felt like everything had fallen apart. But it led to clarity, self-love. When you walked away, you know, this pushed you away. But then you realized you could see that you were running away subconsciously from the wounds, or it's going through healing those wounds, running away from rejection. But when you did walk away, when there was the separation, this person then felt betrayed. They felt like you'd abandoned them. So, you know, they faced the exact same wounds that needed to be faced. So it's like kind of going through it the hard way, because you both weren't realizing that this wound needed to be faced head on. So this was like a predetermined part of your soul contract, I feel. And there's a realization of this now. Like, this person realizes that whatever's happened, it happened for a good reason. For you both to find deeper self-love. For you both to see and recognize the fears that you had within, and the negative stories that you had within, that were creating a lot of pain and fear and holding you back from loving yourselves and being able to be in a union with each other. This person has had a heart awakening. This is like epiphanies, seeing things more clearly. This is like this person is uniting with their self-love, and you have, and you are as well. And the Ace of Cups is like this clarity, this cycle that you've been through that's led to this clarity is eventually bringing you closer. It was a blessing in disguise. So let's pull some clarifying messages. All of the message cards in today's reading are my own creation. What does this person really want you to know? We have, I find it hard to open up to you. So yeah, this may be what that comfort zone was about. Maybe you were in each other's lives in certain ways, but they weren't fully communicating their feelings. There was a huge elephant in the room that neither of you were admitting to. You were kind of avoiding that elephant in the room because you felt like if you pushed this person too far to open up, then they would run away. So you kind of just brushed your needs under the carpet and didn't express your needs to this person, and then that sort of enabled them to stay in the tower, in the comfort zone, which ultimately was like blocking you from coming closer together. But Spirit is saying it took two of you to allow that dynamic to happen. It's like you're both afraid of losing each other, so you just sort of put up with an unhealthy kind of dynamic kind of thing. Wow, 5 of Swords again. I pushed you away because I was scared. Yeah. And I feel like, even though it may appear that it was just the Divine Masculine that pushed you away, I feel on a subconscious level, it felt safer for you as well to be in some kind of comfort zone. Like, we can convince ourselves that we're doing everything in our power to make the connection or the reunion happen. But then there's subconscious parts of ourselves that we cannot even consciously realize that are kind of sabotaging that. We have, you are my soulmate, the 6 of Cups. So this is someone from your past returning to your life. This is an unconditional love. It's showing me that there was a lot of inner child wounds within you both. This person may be reaching out soon. It all felt so devastating because you have such a powerful connection. Some of you may even be twin flames. We have the Sun. I'm so happy. So yeah, because they're seeing the light now, they're seeing the truth. Because you both had to go through this pain, you actually faced it head on. And many of you have released that fear now because it's already happened. Your biggest fear already happened, and so it's a relief now. You've already gone through what you were trying to avoid for so long. Healed a lot, and it's like it's giving you freedom from the fear. on a major scale. I want to do things right. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So this person may have been very slow moving, but they do want to plant the right seeds. They do want to do things the right way. They want to do things thoroughly. I'm much stronger now. So yeah, you both had so many realizations. You've healed and released so much because you are forced into that. And this is the Strength card. Your connection has the possibility of being much stronger now as well because of this. I'm going to prove myself to you. So yeah, this person is going to do things the right way. They are going to reach out, I feel. And they've learned so much, basically. So let's look at some more messages cards. We've got the Our Eternal Love cards. And then we'll look at the I Love You to the Moon and Back cards, followed by the messages from the Divine Masculine. Then we'll pull messages out of the bag and look into the divination dice and the charms. So what is this person dying to tell you? What do they really want you to know right now? You're the first thing I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. So you're always on their mind. They're always thinking about you. They're always feeling this amazing connection with you, and you just make them feel so happy. But yeah, I can't bear this longing. They're longing for you very deeply. Sometimes it becomes very overwhelming for them when they really want to be with you, but they feel like it's not happening. I didn't realize what I had until it was too late. So they took you for granted in some kind of way, and they're having realizations about that, and they have regrets. I'm embarrassed about my actions. I wouldn't be able to look you in the eyes. So their fear caused them to act in certain ways that they're embarrassed about now. Their fear caused them to make some poor decisions. Yeah, and it was to do with them being afraid. I was too afraid to tell you how much I love you. So this person may have been hinting their feelings to you, or they always kind of wanted to be around you, but they weren't expressing their feelings. Yeah, they were hiding because I can't handle such a deeply spiritual connection at this time. There's a sense that you could see deeply into them. Your connection was creating a huge spiritual awakening, and that means an ego death. So the ego is like our false identity, it's like a story basically of who we believe we are based on what we've experienced in this lifetime, but our true self is our eternal soul that incarnates many times and is on many different dimensions all at the same time. So this connection really was a catalyst for that ego death, the illusions to fall away, and that's why we had the Ace of Cups with the eye awakening basically. But it's been a very scary process, very confusing at times. No one will ever love me like you do, and no one will ever love you like I do. So they feel like you have this unique, very special, very deep soul bond, and that you're soulmates or twin flames, whether they know that label or not. Excuse me. Yeah, look. I just want to be with you, period. That's what they want. They just want to be together with you. They want that reunion. And it's causing them a lot of pain that you aren't together. But it was like this push-pull dynamic because they had so much longing. There was that you are this oneness beyond the illusions that create this false sense of separation. So they were feeling this intense magnetic attraction to you, but then all the illusions create the fears and trying to run away from facing those wounds within head on. And we have, you could crush me at any moment, so I've always been on guard. So yeah, they may have come across as cold, or they may have ghosted you, or it may have felt like they were playing mind games, being hot and cold, but then not taking it a step further. But it was because of that major fear of abandonment, rejection, and that's probably come through from past lives as well, that you've shared together. You're so perfect, I don't think I can be that perfect. So they put you on a pedestal. They feel like you're out of their league in certain ways. And again, that's just another illusion. So let's look at the I Love You to the Moon and back cards. What messages do they have for you with this deck? When you make me the source of your happiness, you're setting me up for failure. So they may have felt like you had expectations of them, that they may have felt like you had made them the center of your world, you'd revolved your life around them, and that put a lot of pressure on them, and they felt like they couldn't ever like fulfill your every need or make you happy if you weren't happy within yourself. They couldn't be your everything because they knew that you needed to have that self-love, that wholeness within yourself. So they may have been afraid to come forward completely because they knew they would fail if you were expecting them to be like the complete source of your happiness, or you're relying on them to feel worthy and good enough within yourself. And so they're afraid that they would just disappoint you and you'd leave them. I was so scared you would reject the real me and leave me, so I put on a mask and felt I could never take it off again. Yeah, so this person may have attempted to try and fulfill all your needs, and they felt like they couldn't really do that, so they put on some kind of mask to try and pretend that they could be that kind of person that you may have been looking for them to be if you had unrealistic expectations. Yeah, this is a similar message. If you keep looking to me for validation, I can't align with you. So yeah, this could definitely be a case, and I feel like it will be mirrored. This is a case of you looking for them for that happiness, that validation, that approval, you know, rather than having that within. And you may have gone through this separation and the heartbreak to like force you to realize that you do deserve the best, you do deserve love, that you are lovable, you are good enough, kind of thing. Because it's about the law of attraction. When we don't love ourselves, we attract situations, relationships where that's like projected even more. We feel unloved by that person. What messages do they have for you, please? Yeah, again, the real me might disappoint your fantasy. So they felt like you had projected this idealizations onto them. You were infatuated, or you'd fallen in love with their potential. They were afraid that you weren't really in love with the real them in the present moment. You were wanting them to change. It's not just down to my free will. Okay, so there's a really strong message here about, this is about the law of attraction. You may have felt like it was down to them. All they needed to do was come forward, express themselves, make it happen, take action, and then you could be together. But this is really a message from Spirit or their higher self, saying that it is about the law of attraction. There were certain things that you needed to learn about self-love, because if you'd got together and you hadn't had that self-love, you would have had a lot of codependency with each other, a very fear-based relationship, you know, like, because we can't control anyone like outside of ourselves. So there will always be this fear deep down of being rejected at any moment if the relationship fell apart. So there would never be that inner peace, and you would always be interacting from a place of fear and being triggered all the time. So there was a need for separation. There was a need for you to go through those wounds to force you to heal them and come to a place of stability within, so you can have a stable reunion with each other. So let's look into the messages from the Divine Masculine cards. I'm making the effort. So they're doing the work. They may make the effort in terms of reaching out to you. They want to do things the right way. It's worth it. So yeah, they're making the effort. They're putting in the work that is needed because they feel like it's worth it, because they want to have that reunion with you. We have I'm sorry, and I'm here for you. So yeah, they feel like they weren't fully there for you. They're having realizations about how some of their actions weren't the healthiest, and now they're truly there for you, or very soon they are going to be much more dependable, much more present. I express myself differently to you, and I screwed up. So they feel like they screwed up because of some unhealthy expression. Maybe they were hinting rather than being direct, or maybe they weren't expressing themselves at all, and they're sorry about that. Okay, so let's pull some messages out of the bag next. We have sexy, excited, alive. This is how you make them feel. They feel on cloud nine. They feel incredible. You have this multi-dimensional connection. So they're feeling all these higher vibrations, which are literally like out of this world. I want you back. They want that reconciliation. Chasing drama. So that's over the top of the I screwed up card. So they may have been causing unnecessary drama. They may have been subconsciously creating that drama to push you away or keep you at a safe distance. And they have regrets about that. They're scared of losing you now. Yeah, and they're longing for you very deeply. So let's look at the divination dice. Monkey. I feel like this person was all over the place. They may have been hot and cold, sort of jumping around from tree to tree, jumping in and out of your life. It could represent the monkey mind. Like they could have had like negative thought patterns that were very self-sabotaging. The frog. They feel like, you know, that saying, you have to kiss many frogs before you meet your prince. They feel like they acted in a frog-like manner. Yeah, they feel like they didn't treat you right, basically. They may feel like you're the princess and they're just a frog. They want healing of the connection. This Viking ship, it may say that they're a bit blunt in some cases, but this reminds me of the Six of Swords, moving out of adversity, moving out of the choppy waters into the calm waters, into the harmony with you. Money. So money may have been an issue for them. They may have been working hard to get financially stable before they felt ready to pursue your relationship. Wow. So we have Medusa here. And when you look at her in the eyes, you turn to stone. This person may have had very toxic females in their life, or a specific toxic female. May have, and it's like directly affecting how they're relating to you, if you're female. But also I'm getting this sense that when they see you like a goddess, and when they're in your presence, it's like they freeze, and that flight, fight or freeze response, because they're just, it's like they go rigid, they go to stone, because they're just so nervous and self-conscious in your presence. Or someone turned their ex, spirit is saying one of their exes turned their heart to stone because their ex was very toxic. Okay, so we have, hello, I'm a bad idea. So yeah, there was a lot of drama, I feel. They may have had trust issues, they may have had fears that you were a bad idea and that you were going to be toxic, or you may have had those unrealistic expectations and maybe you were blaming them when they couldn't live up to those, perhaps. There's a camera here. Someone, maybe a photographer or into photography. It's them looking at photos. They may be looking at your Instagram or social media. They may be communicating or posting photos for you to see. Yeah, the fish. Whenever I see this, it's like this fish is constantly looking outside of the bowl, but the bowl is their comfort zone, and this person's been going round and round in circles, like trapping themselves in that comfort zone because they feel like they'll be a fish out of water. If they took a leap of faith, but they're constantly going round and round in circles, looking outside of the fishbowl, looking at you, imagining an amazing life that they could have with you, but then they just keep swimming around in circles. There's a purity in this love that you share. It's like unconditional love with this heartbeat, with the white and the pink. And they may be looking at old photos because we have the I love you heart locket as well. And lockets are traditionally where you put photos of the people that are very dear to you in them, and you wear them close to your heart. So this person may be reminiscing about the past and looking at old photos. If you really want to know in depth how this person truly feels, please check out my Dear Beloved message readings. They're $11.11. That's US dollars. They're not personal readings, but basically I created a really powerful oracle deck where I channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. So when you book a reading, I basically email you the very in-depth description of the card, which is about 1,000 words in length in general. I have some really amazing reviews for these readings as well. Many people say that they get so much information and it's really touching to them, the information that comes through. So please check those out by clicking on the link below this video. Again, they're called the Dear Beloved message readings. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm aiming for the 200k subscribers. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that way you'll be notified every time I release a new reading. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 3. You've chosen the paint that looks like the ocean waves. So What does this person really want you to know right now? We're going to find out by looking into the tarot. We've got lots of messages cards today, as well as pulling messages out of the bag and looking into the divination dice and the charms. So stay tuned, because a lot of information is going to come through. Okay, so we have the Fool in reverse, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles. So how's this person feeling? What do they want you to know right now? This person is afraid of taking a leap of faith. They're afraid of committing 100%. They're afraid of revealing their true self 100%. I feel like this person has a lot of secret thoughts and feelings. They're fear-based ones. I feel like they're on the fence about the connection. They may go through different phases where they feel much more sure about the connection and they feel this peace of mind, but then their mind comes back in and they're feeling very confused, very fearful, afraid of getting hurt, afraid that this is toxic. They may be creating these criticisms of you in their mind as a subconscious way of justifying them taking space, you know, finding fault as a subconscious way of running away from being open and vulnerable. So the Five of Pentacles in reverse. They may be feeling like you're going through a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and they want to help you. But it's like they're feeling emotionally all over the place. They're not sure if they can help you in the way that you need. Knight of Cups in reverse. So this is like them. I feel it's like them being in and out of your life, or one minute they're on the fence and they're uncertain, the next they are certain, or the next they may be running away. So, you know, there's this back and forth energy. Magician in reverse. There is a sense of manipulation or trickery here. Like they may be holding on to your connection, but at the same time they're holding on to their comfort zone. They want to be with you, but they don't feel like safe in certain ways. Or there may be certain things about you or the connection that they're not completely happy about. It may be causing them to be triggered a lot, and maybe they're feeling exhausted by that, and so they're wanting to kind of hold back. I feel like they have some resentment. It's like they may be blaming you for how they feel sometimes, which isn't really fair, but it's indicating that they may have unrealistic expectations of you or of a relationship. And so it's like deep down they're kind of keeping this gap between you. Maybe very frustrating for you, because you're wanting them to get close, you're wanting that emotional intimacy, and they're closing up on you. This falseness is like, maybe they're wearing a mask, maybe they're making out on the surface that everything's fine, but they're keeping their cards close to their chest. They're not really expressing their doubts or their fears, maybe not even expressing their love. Let's pull some clarifying cards. All of the message cards in today's reading are my own creation. What do they want you to know? So they may not want you to know their doubts, their fears. Interesting. We have the Justice card, which says we reap what we sow, number 11. So they may be looking inwards. They may be looking at the problems that you're both going through and asking themselves, why are they attracting this? Why are these difficulties happening? So there is an element of that. within this person an element of realization about the law of attraction, but at the same time sometimes they get lost. I feel like they're blaming you because they're making you responsible for their emotions and how they feel. Take this however it resonates. It could be like vice versa. It could be I'm explaining how you're feeling. But in some cases it is the other person. Yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles again. I can't let you go. So it's like they can't let you go, but at the same time they don't feel like it's safe to fully be open and vulnerable and dive headfirst into the connection and commit 100%. This person may have a tendency to get lost in daydreaming, or they may be someone that has the tendency to see the grass is greener on the other side as a subconscious form of escapism if they feel like things are getting too intense between you both and they feel like they're losing themselves. They're afraid of losing themselves. Interestingly, we have the Fool again, but it's an upright, so I'm going for it. Again, I feel like there's times where they are very romantic. They do come forward. They feel secure in the moment, and they're like, yes, I'm going to commit to you. I'm going to commit to this relationship. And then it's like some trigger happens again, and then they're back to like, I don't know. I have to just pretend for now that I'm okay on the surface, but deep down I'm really unsure, or I'm feeling resentment. But it's like maybe they feel like, I know this would trigger some of you, maybe they feel like you're too clingy in certain ways, so they're trying to get space at times. But overall, they do want to heal the connection. They want to heal the problems. They want to come out of the adversity. They want harmony and peace. We have, I see everything so clearly now. The High Priestess. So yeah, there's been a lot of illusions coming up within the connection. A lot of fears. And this triggering is helping you both to have those awakenings, which in the long run is strengthening your connection. But yeah, someone's feeling very weighed down. They can't see clearly. And it may be making the other person feel neglected because this person is very bogged down. All they can focus on is these issues that are going on with them as an individual. The other person's feeling kind of left out in the cold. So let's look at some more messages cards. What do they really want you to know? We're going to start off by looking at the Our Eternal Love cards, followed by the I Love You to the Moon and Back deck and the messages from the Divine Masculine deck. And then we'll pull messages out of the bag and look at the divination dice and the charms. What does this person really want you to know? I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about our connection. How do we make it work? So yeah, that sums it up perfectly. They're having sleepless nights. It's like they're overthinking things. They're creating these worst case scenarios in their mind. And it's like they even have some kind of awareness that their own thoughts are kind of sabotaging things. But then sometimes they get lost in those thoughts. They don't know, they don't realise that their thoughts are kind of taking over. They're constantly stressing. They don't feel safe in some kind of way. And it's triggering a lot of fear of them being trapped, I feel. You're always my number one and always will be. So yeah, this person may have a wandering eye. They may feel like the grass is greener on the other side. They may have these kind of fantasies about other people because it's a form of escapism. Or they may feel like you're not meeting some of their needs in certain ways. So they're having these daydreams or fantasies, or in some cases it could be that they are having a third party situation. So they're not fully committing to you. They're not fully committing to the other person. I miss what we had in the past. I often reminisce about those times. So yeah, this person does a lot of thinking, a lot of reminiscing, a lot of daydreaming, very much stuck in their thoughts rather than being truly present. I am a mess. I don't even know how to love myself or have a healthy relationship. So yeah, this person does have a realization that they've got some problems that they need to resolve, but they don't know how to. It's like their mind gets in a mess. That it's like they're trying to figure out, is your connection healthy or isn't it? Or is it going to be healthy for them or isn't it? So they're focusing a lot on what they want, what they need. And it may be distracting them from the fact that they need to also think a bit more about your needs, I feel. You're the first thing I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. So yeah, again, thinking. A lot of the time though, I think it's fearful thinking. There's too many obstacles right now. So they want to make things work with you, but they're worried that there's just too many misunderstandings or too many obstacles and complications. So that's creating a lot of doubts within them. I don't know why, but I always doubt your love for me. So they may feel as though certain things you say or do are hurtful to them, even though you don't intend them to be in many cases. But it makes them feel unloved. But then at other times, you make them feel absolutely incredible. So I feel like this is why they're on the fence. You make them feel amazing in certain ways, but then they're being very triggered and feeling hurt, and they feel like you're being hurtful, and they're kind of making you responsible for their feelings, but they feel like you could be a bit more mindful of their emotions in some kind of way, or their needs. So that's why they're like really confused. They don't want to dive head in because they keep getting stuck in a place of uncertainty, and they don't want to get trapped in making the wrong decision if they commit to you and then they regret it, kind of thing. These messages are sounding quite harsh. It felt safer to live in a daydream. I was scared of getting hurt. So yeah, daydreaming, thinking, kind of living out your connection from afar, being emotionally unavailable. Felt safer for them. That was their way of keeping that safe distance. I grew up with bad role models. I have no clue how to love you like you deserve. So whatever they're going through, it's a learned pattern. It's a conditioned pattern. So let's look at the I love you to the moon and back cards. What do they really want you to know? Because the love was instant, I couldn't trust it. I wondered how much of me you actually loved. So again, there's distrust here. Again, it's like they had these doubts. Again, it's thoughts. They're worried that you don't actually love the real them. They may feel like you have some unrealistic expectations of them and you're kind of blinded by your wounding. And they're thinking maybe you don't really love them. You're just wanting them to fulfill those childhood needs, inner child needs. Do you still love me? I lied to you because I was scared of losing you, but I had karma to settle elsewhere. So yeah, this could be they went in a different direction. Maybe they chose someone else. Maybe they cheated on you as a form of like escapism. Or it could be that they're just wearing a mask and making out that they're fine, but you're sensing that they're not, but they're not communicating that to you. So they're kind of lying to you in that way. Do you love me, or are you just seeking my approval because of some childhood wound? So yeah, that's what I was just saying. I can't stop thinking about you. Again, thinking. Lots of thinking. So what messages do they have for you from the messages from the Divine Masculine cards? I'm here for you. So they are trying to be there for you. It's like, in some cases they may physically be there for you, but emotionally they're elsewhere, or they're in their comfort zone. Or it could be the other way around. They're not there for you physically, but from afar they kind of are. But there's some kind of safe distance they're creating. My heart is opening, so that's good. It's like their walls are beginning to melt. They're beginning to allow you in. So this is boiling down to self-esteem issues. I am good enough. So they're really starting to realise that. And that is allowing them to have a much more open heart and allow them to get closer to you. I just want to be happy. So I feel like they are just going to go for it. They don't want to overthink things anymore. They're realising that most of their pain and distress is caused by their own thoughts. So I feel like they're going to really just go for it and stop overthinking things. Thank you. So they're grateful for you. They're grateful for the patience that you've had with them. Let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Heaven on earth. So yeah, this is a multi-dimensional connection. You know each other from the higher realms. And so this connection is bridging the gap between the 3D and the 5D and beyond. They're feeling this amazing meaning in their life because you're connecting them to the divine. They are very scared of losing you. Safer in the status quo. So yeah, if you've had some sort of unhealthy dynamic where there's been walls up, so this person isn't fully available, isn't fully present, it's because they felt safer behind those walls. Impossible. At times they felt like it's impossible to overcome the obstacles or the misunderstandings, and they just like throw their hands up and want to give up kind of thing. But they want you back. It's like this push and pull thing. They feel like they need distance, but then they want to get closer. Okay, so let's look into the divination dice. The book. This always reminds me of the Akashic records. So this is like you have this triggering is happening for a reason. It's written in your soul contract that certain things are going to happen for awakening. But I feel like it's annoying this person. They just want an easy life. They want an easy relationship, and it's not like that. So they're getting fed up. They're kind of blaming you at times for it when it's just part of the soul contract. The rainbow. So this is healing. Healing is happening on a deep energetic level. That's the one I never know what it is. What do you think that is? What is that? I'll pull out something else. The troll. Or the ogre. Reminds me of Shrek. I always mention that when I see that one. Shrek. It's like he has to change his ways. Shrek is like grumpy and stubborn, and it needs to have a healthy compromise. This person may be stuck in their old ways. The magic bean. So yeah, they're wanting growth. This, you know, this connection is a blessing in disguise. There is a lot of triggering, but there is a lot of growth in the connection as well. And this person may think, oh, it's just these beans, but they don't realise how magical the connection is. It's because they're kind of looking at things pessimistically at times. So they're missing like the blessings. Yeah, they can't see the wood for the trees. So let's see what charms are going to come out for you today. It's ironic, like when a relationship isn't like this fantasy, daydream, easy connection all the time. Often, you know, that means it's one of the realistic relationships that there is. A lot of learning, a lot of growth, a lot of compromise, not that fantasy. This person may have a fantasy or expectations about how relationships should be, and they feel like this connection isn't living up to that when there's all the problems. But like I said, this is like one of the most realistic relationships that this person's ever been in. So yeah, I'm fine. This person's like dying inside, or this person's in a dark place. This person's going through a lot of difficulties. This is like the death of their overactive mind, but it's fighting back at times. The ego tries to fight until the death kind of thing. But you're sensing that they're down. You're sensing that they've got these fears, and they're just not telling you, because on the surface they're trying to make out that they're fine. There's two people outside. So this person may be an introvert. They may like to keep themselves to themselves. They may feel like you're trying to get too close to them, overstepping the boundaries at times, and that's why they're afraid of losing themselves. And then it sort of spirals them into this thought patterns of just being really fearful that you're like going to be overbearing, and they're not going to be able to stand their ground, and they're going to lose themselves in the process. So this person's very much clams up in their shell. There's a camera here. They may be into photography, or they may be looking at your social media. They may be communicating to you through photos, or reminiscing about photos of you together, because we also have the I love you heart locket. And lockets are traditionally where you put photos of the people that are very dear to you in them, and then you wear it close to your heart. So it could very much be reminiscing, looking at old photos. There's a plane here. It may be a long distance relationship for some of you. The plane could be very specific in some kind of way. There's a kitten here. Kittens or cats are known for being very independent and stubborn. They do things on their terms. and the starfish. So this is emotional healing. Healing is occurring in this connection. But if you want to know more in depth about how this person truly feels about you and what is going on in your connection, please check out my Dear Beloved message readings. They're $11.11, and that's US dollars. They're not personal readings, but basically I created a really powerful oracle deck where I channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. So when you book a reading, I basically email you the very in-depth description of the card, which is about 1,000 words in length in general, and I have some really amazing reviews for those readings as well, so please check those out by clicking the link below this video. Again, they're called the Dear Beloved message readings. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm aiming for the 200k subscribers, which I'm nearly at. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that way you'll be notified every time I release a new reading. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.